Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I wanted to hop on and talk about an aspect of how Jezebel spirit operates that really throws people off sometimes. I think a lot of the time we expect people to be consistently awful towards us, if they're dealing with a demonic spirit. But this is the way that Jezebel spirit is really, really deceptive. Jezebel spirit will kind of operate under this mode where it can actually be very kind in some moments. But then in other moments, it can be very, very harsh and cruel. And I think the reason that this throws people off so bad is that it has inconsistency, right, with this negative and positive reinforcement. And what this does, especially in people who are dealing with Ahab spirit, is it causes this like deep inner questioning to happen. And it causes them to doubt themselves, because if people were consistently ugly to us all the time, we could pin it better, right? But Jezebel will have days where it'll act super kind in one moment, and then it'll bite you in the back, and it'll be super harsh and super mean out of nowhere. It'll withhold affection. It'll use the bullying, the intimidation tactics, but then it'll come back around the next day and it'll try to sweet talk you, So this intermittent reinforcement, what it does is it creates kind of almost an addiction in our brains. And especially in people with the Ahab spirit, and it kind of fuels this toxic cycle because you never really know where you stand. What happens is when you spend prolonged time periods without setting boundaries with someone who is dealing with the Jezebel spirit, is anxiety creeps in. This is a lot of what the Ahab spirit deals with. And anxiety isn't formed in our life from things being all bad. Anxiety happens from inconsistent and unstable ups and downs and never truly knowing where you stand. And so I just want to tell you guys today, contrary to popular belief, Jezebel spirit most of the time doesn't have like an all bad level. Usually it looks more like this in people. They'll have good days, and then they will have days where it's just awful, and it'll almost seem like you're talking to two different people sometimes, and a lot of people don't deem it to be bad, and they will stay in toxic or abusive situations, particularly Ahab spirit, because they recognize the good times, okay? But I want to tell you that that's part of the questioning that this demonic spirit does, and you still need to use discernment. Safe people in your life are going to make you feel safe. You're not going to have to know where they stand. They're going to be responsive. They're going to show that they care about you. They're not going to be, abusive in terms of emotional, physical, sexual abuse, right? And so just because someone's having a good day, if there's really toxic or abusive behavior going on other days, that's something you need to pay attention to. Amen. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll chat with you again soon.